All right, what is going on, everybody? Thank you for joining. It is Friday. I'm kind of bummed out. I the weekends there's so much to do. I'm in the middle of moving, which means I have to be responsible and like pack this weekend. So Monday sounds so much better to me right now. I love the start of the work week. I love what I do. Let's just take a minute and think about it. That really and truly we get to be like digital artists. It's like for work we get paid. It's like creating macaroni and cheese plates as a kid, and we get paid for that. We get to do arts and crafts as adults. This is incredible. So I don't know, I always like the start of the work week rather than the end of the work week, but nonetheless I'm super excited for some fantastic quality time with my wife and kids. So thank you all for joining this Friday. I hope you are doing well. I hope you're all safe and healthy, and let us know, what are you doing this weekend? What's up in your plans? And Josh, Aaron, thank you for joining us. We've got Sam and Ariana, Cornell, as always. I love seeing so many friendly and familiar faces. We've got a really fun segment for today. We're going to be talking about auto animate. And some of you, if you have been tuning in to my live streams in the evening where I do the portfolio challenges, might have gotten a little sneak peek at this. So you know what's coming. And I'm really excited to showcase how this all works and how this goes about. So really, really fun one. And we'll kind of dive in and see how this is working. One thing I want to pull up, let me move on over to my screen. There's two things I want to share today. Let's switch over here. So, two things. One, if you have not yet, go check out the Adobe Creative Residency Fund. This is really cool. In light of COVID-19, Adobe is doing some really awesome things here to support the design community, and they're going to be funding people to do a couple week projects. So if you've got an idea, if there's something you want to work on, go check out that Adobe Creative Residency Fund and consider applying. Really, really cool opportunity. All right, so if you are new to this challenge and you have not yet signed up, don't worry. These are daily challenges. It's not something that spans over the 2 weeks. You can jump in on that. And sorry, I don't know why I keep getting those notifications. Um, but you can jump in here and go over to behance.net/challenge/XD and jump on in there. Over there, you can also join the community chat in Discord. I'll jump in there, I'll show you how that works, and I'll show you how we do the challenges and reviews later as well. But each and every day, I think about 8 a.m., this drops. You can join in and jump on this here. Each of the days, you'll get the demo file as well as a link to the video. So if you happen to miss the stream, I know it's heartbreaking. I want to see you there too. But if you miss it, you can always tune back in, join later. These videos will be on YouTube as well as Behance. So it's a great opportunity to always make sure that you're learning. Also, make sure you follow me on Behance, behance.net/Peter Del Tondo. You'll get a notification when I go live. I tend to go live usually every night from about 6:30, somewhere to about 8 I'll start. And you can check that out and tune in. And I walk through all of your projects. We did all of the ones that were submitted yesterday, last night. And I try to give you some more detailed feedback about your projects and see how we can increase that. Also, since I see some familiar faces over on YouTube, shout out to Eddie Givens, Jordan Kane. Make sure you guys join us over on Behance. That's actually where we read the chat. So come join the conversation over there and tune in. So without further ado, let's jump into one more thing here in Discord so you see how that works. And then since we're cruising along, we got a lot of time for today. We'll then jump into the project. So over here in the XD Discord, the channel that you're going to want to live and breathe in is right over here, this current challenge channel. And just like Bree here, go ahead and tag me, tag the other mentors. We've got Joss, we've got Elise right now, who are also doing reviews and giving feedback, and then come in and post your project. And so right through here, we'll take a look at this one real quick. We're able to come in, see what was being worked on the day before, and like, whoa, look at that, auto animate, that spring effect of hearts. We'll give some feedback, one on the animation itself of how you did that, and then two, we'll try to give some feedback on the overall UI and user experience. And that's why I like doing the videos. It's a little easier for me to jump into the mix there and do that. But it's a lot of fun. So make sure to post your project. Let us know what you're maybe what you struggled with or what you really want us to focus on in that bit of feedback as well, and we'll target that feedback specifically for you. And then go check out other channels. There's a lot of great stuff here to learn, stuff about accessibility, the 8 pixel grid, color selection, all this stuff. If you're trying to level up as a designer, this is a great place to start. And I can't tell y'all how many people I know who have started off without experience or have been transitioning from other areas of design and have been doing these challenges and have gotten jobs and hired or freelance projects because of this stuff. So I love that you're here and investing in yourself, because there's a great payoff when you do that kind of stuff. So let's check it out. And Wiley, you're in Denver. Guess where I'm moving in 2 weeks? We'll have to hang out and get some coffee when the world goes back to normal. So yeah, hit me up in Discord. All right, so let's jump into today's challenge and let's check out what we're doing. So today, move it over here to sneak it off a little bit. Today, we are going to be working with sound, particularly voice triggers. And so there's some really cool things that we can do here. Let me make sure that my, is this set to headphones? Okay, I'll pull this up a little bit. All right, so today we're going to design the navigation dashboard for a spaceship. So while prototyping, add sounds to prompt users with interstellar directions. So there's some really cool stuff that we can do here. Since this one's a little bit more heavily prototyped, I've got this designed out. I'm going to show and kind of spend more time breaking down how we did this rather than trying to design it on the fly. We'll run out of time very quickly there today. So you'll see more of how this is structured, how to go about doing it, and catch me on another day. I'll do more like on the fly design stuff. All right. And Aaron, yeah, the mentors, all of us, we love doing this. We love getting to pour back into the community, and we love that you all are here and excited about this stuff. It makes my day. All right, so let's jump down again. Some cool stuff and challenges you can have along the way. Use a real type, pull in some cool photos, all that kind of stuff. So let's take a look at some inspiration. So a couple of things that I was thinking about here. The use of some cool colors, and that's probably something I could enhance in my current design. But we want to think of this kind of in dashboard navigation. We need something with some directional elements. There's a lot of cool things that we can do here. But one of the things that I wanted to do with this one was kind of a little bit of an inspiration around like the recent SpaceX launch and some of the UI elements there. So we can see some things here in terms of like we're adding altitude, velocity, some controls on this. But wouldn't it be cool if we could like talk as though it was a virtual assistant? And I'm going to intentionally prevent myself from saying certain names so that everybody's devices don't trigger right now and go off. But what would it look like, and how could we prototype that? And can you imagine the look on your client or your boss's face when you can prototype something out using audio triggers and sounds to incorporate in your design? It's pretty cool. Again, this is one of the areas that I really think XD shines. Animation and prototyping here is really exceptional. So without further ado, let's jump in and see kind of how this works. So first, I'm going to go through my design here and see what it is that we're trying to do, and then what it is that we have to accomplish throughout some of these animations in order to get the kind of feedback and whatnot that we want. So let's go through the screen. So first off, we're just going to be viewing space. We've got the moon here in the background. And what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to say things like, let's go to the moon, or some kind of voice trigger to activate. Then I'm going to want this to kind of start that conversation and kind of type out as we go what is happening, and go through those transitions. And then we're going to start to see the moon actually move into our targeted coordinates. And there's, again, some really cool things that we can do with this. So let's take a look and kind of break down how we want this to work. So I'm going to start off on this first screen. And in order to first activate this next screen, we're going to need to create an audio command. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to move into prototype mode. And I'm just going to really easily click into this next screen. And over here on the right-hand side, I want to change the trigger. And so for this, I'm going to select the voice trigger. And now this is where I can type out the command that I want to utilize. So rather than use, say, a name with an S or with an A, that is, again, going to trigger everybody's devices, we're going to call this Falcon. So I'm just going to simply put in here Falcon. Okay. And then in terms of my transition, I'm just going to set this here to, let's just do auto animate. Again, that'll just really quickly, auto animate's kind of always my go-to. Let's just get something going, and then I can come back in and customize things. But as we've seen in the past, auto animate is super powerful and really, really cool. So I'm going to come here to auto animate. I want to have this first kind of activate before we immediately get into showcasing text. So what I'm going to then do is I want this to come up. I'm going to have that kind of text bar at the top with, I guess, Falcon here being my virtual assistant. And we're just going to do a time delay so that way we get a little bit of a transition between the bar coming up and then the text. So once again, I'm just going to come down and I'm going to transition this one to a time. And in here, let's delay this just like 0.1 seconds. Again, we'll keep this auto animate, ease. That's all good to go. All right. So I'm going to come down to my third screen. And here, this is where I want to, again, take it a little bit further. I need to say a little bit more of a audio trigger to make this continue on. So once again, I'm just going to really easily, as you all can see, it's just quick, like screen to screen or artboard to artboard transitions. I don't have to worry about necessarily tapping or clicking into anything. It keeps it really, really simplified. So I'm going to come back up here, and I want to point something out on this as I do it, that if you notice, the last screen or last animation interaction that I did was a time trigger with a 0.1 second delay and auto animate. So what's really, really cool about XD is that as you most often are doing very repeated transitions from artboard to artboard or object to object, it will utilize your last settings every time rather than going back to some kind of default state and then you need to go through and like customize it each and every time, and it's very annoying. So granted, I'm going back and forth between some different settings and customizations, but if I'm more often than not doing the same trigger again and again and again, I'm able to kind of rapid fire through those, and it just speeds up the workflow. So it's really, really cool feature. All right, so let's see, we've got, make sure where I'm at. We've got our time. This one here. Okay, so now I'm going to take this, I'm going to go down, and I'm going to change this to once again be voice, and I can say, take me to the moon. And let's keep these settings here. That looks good. All right. And oops. Hang on, I think I messed one up. We're going to start here. We say Falcon. Then we've got our time delay. Then we say, I did time twice. Okay. So I want this one to be my voice trigger. Take me to the moon. Okay, cool. Now we're good there. Then this is another time delay. I want that to be pretty instantaneous. And then I'm going to do transition, animation. Let's see which one I want to go with. Oops. Oops. Here we go. And we'll do a bounce. All right. Okay, so now that's going to take me here to here with a little bit of a bounce effect. And then lastly, I want to have this kind of repeat because again, anytime that you do these kind of interactions, you want a way to be able to reset. So I'm just going to click on my moon and I'm going to have that just quickly loop me back here. And we can do an ease in, ease out for that and go really simplified. Okay, so let's review one more time and then we'll go through this process and see how it looks. All right, so I can come in here now. I can say, I'm going to say the words Falcon. Once I move into the preview mode, it's going to take me up into this screen. It's going to have a short delay. It's going to type out the words or the word Falcon. Again, that'll time delay. And then I'm going to say, take me to the moon here. Take me to the moon. That's going to move into this next screen. It's going to type that out. And then once again, with time delay and with a little bit of a bounce, that's going to move the moon into view. And we are locked on target and we are going to hit our destination of going to the moon. So let's take a look at that and see if I can grab something as well up here. Let me grab a little audio file, one moment. Okay, something else that we can do with this. Let's do this. When we go here, I'm going to remove this interaction. I'm going to add one more. Okay, and I just want to add a sound here. So once we go to this screen, we're going to move here. This is going to bounce, and then I am going to play a little music. So on the same thing, I could go to voice and type. And actually, here's how I want to change this. Let's go. Let's move this one to here. I'm going to move this. Okay. So let's remove this. We're going to go to this screen and we are going to do speech playback. That's fine. And let's say locking onto the moon. All right, perfect. Let me make sure I've got this right. So locking onto the moon. That then will take us here. And then we go in. Okay, so let's rearrange these. I like to order these side by side. I feel like it just plays a little nicer too when we tap through some of these screens. And then we are off to the races. Okay, so let's check this out now. And we should be good. Okay, so I'm going to hit play. That's going to move me here. All right. And the way to activate this as well when you are using text to speech is you're going to hold down the space bar. So what I'm going to do is, again, I've kind of got my cheat sheet on the side here of the things you need to say, because as you get into more complex verbal commands, that you need to make sure that you remember what is said. So something that I'll often do actually is I'll just write up here, go back into design mode. I'll write up top here what I need to say. So it might be something like this. If I remotely typed that right, just say 80. Perfect. So I'll do stuff like this. So I'll say Falcon, and then I know when I get to this screen, I need to say, take me to the moon. And that way I remember where these triggers are. Otherwise, it's honestly pretty easy to forget those things and uh, it stops the presentation. You have to kind of stop dead in the water and go, oh, shoot, let me go back and see what the heck I'm supposed to say. We want to try to prevent that. So we're going to do that as best as possible. All right, so we'll do that. And then I'm just going to add an interaction. Let's see which one's here. Okay. Cool. Let's go into our prototype. We'll move this over. All right, so let's try this now. And we'll say Falcon. I did not say fat. Falcon. Take me to the moon. What do you mean no match for take me to the moon? Is it? It's live. It's live. Okay. Voice. Oh, somehow removed the trigger. Why did that happen? Take me to the moon.
Locking onto the moon.
All right. Cool, cool. All right, let's try that one more time. This is the part of like normal part of UI design. Things go well, things don't go well, mistakes are made. So, all right, you got to make sure that your voice is actually there. All right, let's try that one more time. Let's go ahead here. Falcon. Take me to the moon.
Locking onto the moon.
Hang on, I think I need. So because I did that voice trigger here, it does this. Now what I want to add. Okay, it's doing this voice trigger. What we need to add here. I'm going to kind of copy this. I'm just going to do it through a click. Let's do tap, auto animate, and then we're going to do our bounce, and we'll do the bounce at like 3 seconds. Might be a little much, but we'll see. Okay. Let's try that again. I think we're dialed in this time. Should Falcon be male? I don't know. It's 2020. Falcon can be anything. All right, let's jump in here. We've got Falcon, and let's go Falcon. I'm not saying fat. What is going on? Falcon. Take me to the moon.
Locking onto the moon.
Do my tap. Is it one more? Why is that doing that? All right, I'm going to figure out what that issue is, but we go through that. It now locks into position. It fades out. And so let's take a peek. If we remove that extra animation, out of curiosity. Here, take me to the moon. That goes here. Let's see, tap, audio. We're gonna go voice. Take me to the moon. That brings us here. Time, delay, auto animate. I think we can get rid of that transition. All right, let's try it out. Okay. Falcon. Take me to the moon. It's bouncing on the wrong thing. Why is it doing that? All right, I'm going to have to diagnose that a little bit more, but you know what? I can pull this up in my other file that I know is right. All right, let's try this. Falcon. Take me to the moon. There we go. So there is a way to do it. I'm just apparently reading my notes wrong or something. But anyways, that's how we do auto animate. And as you can see, that's how you would do things like speech playback. So you can do things like turn by turn navigation and lots of other really cool types of projects utilizing text to speech and utilizing that audio playback. That it just opens up a lot of possibilities in terms of what you can do. So if you guys want to do a space or kind of GPS themed audio playback, go for it. I'd love to see what you come up with. If you want to apply these skills into something else that's also using text to speech and the voice triggers and audio playback, let me know what you guys want to do. Throw that in the current challenge channel. I'll be on tonight, and I'll probably do another stream on Monday. I'll let some build up over the weekend, and I'm really curious to see what everybody comes up with and how you utilize voice commands and voice triggers here. With that said, I think we're wrapping up for today, but thank you all for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend and enjoy some time with family and friends or hang out with some folks on the interwebs. But stay safe out there, and everybody have a great week and stay tuned for the next segment.